I know the question was asked 2 years ago when the Steam Deck released, but now in 2024, what do you think the chances are for Valve to rethink and relaunch the Steam machines? Or is the quote-unquote Valve home console just the PC as we know it now? Alex?
Well, I think they have an opportunity over time with that, not with the Steam machine project as it was with multiple manufacturers, etc. But I think they could make a Valve Steam Top or something like that. I don't know what they'd call it. Desktop, Steam Deck, Steam Top. I don't know.
Yeah.
But they could release like a base spec PC with integrated, unified memory, small box, maybe it comes with a controller. No, maybe not a controller. I don't know what it would come with. But, I can imagine them doing that and having just like a baseline experience that is beyond the Steam Deck in terms of power. I think they could do it, and they could have like really cool, Linux styled stuff that they do on the deck. I think it would be cool to do that, but I don't think the multiple manufacturer unified OS thing is what they're going to do anymore, because I think that's it's a huge investment. If you're just targeting one singular bit of hardware, I think it makes it more feasible like it was for the deck.
I'm going to have a bit more time to think about this. I'm going to ask you, Oliver.
I think it's a pretty good idea. I do know that using stuff like Bazzite does work pretty well, seems to work pretty well. I think they've got to at least be thinking about it, if not doing it, because the Steam Deck does offer a very good experience relative to other handhelds that I use, relative to the ROG Ally, certainly. Relative to other console-like experiences, like when I'm using my desktop PC with a controller, as I so often do, I have a keyboard and mouse by my side because there's no really good front-end interface, at least before you get into like the Steam Big Picture mode, which works okay, but the actual general operating system is not running well at all with a mouse, or without a mouse and keyboard. Back then, I think with the Steam machines, the issue was game compatibility in Linux, because you had not so good game compatibility in Linux. But now with Proton, that seems to have been resolved to a large degree. There are still a slightly worrying amount of gaps, especially with multiplayer games, competitive multiplayer games, and anti-cheat and stuff like that. But for the most part, you get good enough game compatibility to the point where I think it's a viable device. And if you are saving a bit of money on a Windows license, potentially, if you are getting that really good home console experience in the home in terms of the interface, I think it could very well be a worthwhile device.
Okay, yeah. So I have thought about this now. And my general thoughts are that if they're going to do it, it would have to be an actual console-like device, as opposed to what the Steam machines were, which is, okay, you guys go out and make some PCs, and we've got an operating system that you can use, and it's great. This was not a compelling use case, and it didn't really address the issue of a viable box that lives in the living room.
Right.
It didn't seem to address that. I think what Valve has done with the front end and the sort of fundamentals with Steam Deck could translate really well to a console, but I think it's got to be a console-like device with a single unified chip, unified memory, just exactly what they've done with Steam Deck, really. And then basically it's got to work as a console with that front end in the way that Windows doesn't at the moment. I think the groundwork has been laid. I think that AMD are going in the right direction in terms of the processors that they're making. I mean, Strix Point looks really interesting. The Strix Point Halo APU with the 40 CUs is basically, should bring you into PS5 style territory. So yeah, there's an opportunity there. The question is, do they have to do it? Doesn't Steam Deck sort of tick the box already? Do you really need to have a PC gaming experience on your living room TV when you've got the Steam Deck existing already and doing a pretty good job? So, yeah. I mean, I guess this strategy is effectively what Microsoft is going to be doing with Xbox going forward, in that you will have a handheld device and you will have a PC-style machine that connects to your living room display and, has an Xbox front end and solves that problem that way. Will Valve follow suit? I don't know. What I do know is that it will cost them a lot of money. They've got that money, but what do they fundamentally gain by making a console when they've got Steam Deck out there? I'm not sure there's much of a win there.
Yeah.
Just my thoughts. Any final thoughts there, Alex?
No. I just, if you do sell it though, like the input device is a part of it, and that's the one like blocking
it would
feature
need a
for me.
controller. Yeah,
and they gave up on the Steam controller. So is it Steam controller too?
Isn't there like a Hori device that's Steam approved that's in Japan?
I don't know that one. I'm sorry, I don't know that actually.
Fair enough.
Could be. You're right. You're probably right.
Okay.